Okay, today we are watching a program called The Sixth Chair. This is another one by the Jam Handy organization, and this came out all the way back in 1949. So this is a pretty old one, even for Jam Handy standards. But I don't quite know what the sixth chair is really referring to. I have no real idea in my mind at all, honestly. So let's dive in, right? The Sixth Chair, produced by Jam Handy organization. All right, yeah, that's everything I said. I don't really know what the sixth chair really means, but let's watch.
All of us, whether or not we served in uniform, are veterans of a war in which freedom and free government are at stake.
That's interesting. That's a pretty interesting claim right off the bat. Like, even if they didn't serve in the war, everyone who lived through this period is still a veteran of the wartime era. I feel like that's a pretty fair claim to make, actually. That's pretty, like, I don't know, aware of the situation, to say the least. I feel like everyone carried trauma with them from this period, or at least that's what I've been learning through watching all these old programs, is people were definitely mentally affected by this war. So I feel like that statement is actually a pretty fair one.
Are veterans of a war in which freedom and free government are at stake. Our victory, won at staggering cost, will not be consolidated.
Our victory won at staggering cost. You know, you can just tell that they are still feeling the pain from this war. It's not just that some people died. Some people lost, fathers, brothers, sons, maybe mothers, wives, I don't know. But, you have to understand the trauma that even the people who didn't fight in the war experienced during this. So this is pretty good assessment of the situation, the psychological state of mind of America at the time.
Until we and our children and grandchildren know the manifold ways.
That's crazy how, I am the grandchildren, we are, people my age are the grandchildren of these guys, pretty much. I guess maybe great-grandchildren, honestly, but, that's who they're referring to when they say these people's children and grandchildren. That's us now. That's the people who are alive at this moment that they're referring to,
In which freedom is still under attack, and we are equipped mentally.
Freedom is still under attack. That's interesting as well. So we defeated the Nazis by this time. We won World War II, but there was still the threat from communism, presumably, and just, bad actors across the world to destabilize the free world. So that's interesting. It's interesting to see the perspective of Americans immediately post-war. But I still don't know what this is about. To me, this is feeling almost like a red more than a yellow, but I'm pretty sure this is more yellow. But let's keep going.
Spiritually and physically to defeat every threat. Such fullness of knowledge is the direct function of education.
Such fullness of knowledge is the direct function of education. All right, so we are linking the value of education to being able to avoid falling into the pitfalls of despotism and whatever else have you at this era in time. I feel like that's the thesis statement pretty much, is that education is how we avoid becoming one of those countries that crumbles apart. I feel like that's a very that's a very good sentiment to have, actually. It's amazing to see that idea truly embraced by the American populace at this time.
Most of us work hard to provide.
I feel like I've seen this same exact shot of going down a street. Is this not Your Town, USA? Please, I feel like, I swear to God, this is the same exact shot as Your Town, USA. Maybe not, maybe it's a different shot, but I feel like this is the same exact shot, or maybe a different video that I've watched.
Our homes with every possible comfort for our children. We safeguard their health.
Every possible comfort for our children. See, that's what's so funny about America, is that's true, but that's not a good thing necessarily. Obviously providing your kids with comfort in their lives is good and important, but not every comfort. I don't know. I've met enough Americans who have had every comfort in this world, and that doesn't do good for your soul, trust me.
We strive to set before them good.
Oh, I love the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts in Washington, D.C. raising a flag. That's so funny. I used to give tours of DC, and once there was just like the meeting of all the Boy Scouts in all of America. It was the craziest time I've ever been in DC. So it's funny to see them still coming to DC all this time ago, I guess.
Examples of moral living, of manners and deportment. Possibly we even pamper them.
Yeah, possibly we even pamper them. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, like the way they suggest that.
Yet complacently, even
I love how they just have like brutalist concrete architecture in the middle of this playground. You know, like an obstacle course, but for kids. Like this is a little bit of a concrete maze, just so that kids can presumably chase each other through it. I don't know. I don't really know how you play with like these concrete walls, but somebody thought they were a fun thing to have inside of a playground. If there are any old timers out there, let me know how you actually play with these concrete walls.
carelessly we commit.
Oh my god, look at this. Now they got concrete rings too. That's so funny that they actually do have like different things in their playground. I'm pretty sure these concrete rings are just like from construction. I'm pretty sure like this is what you put down when you lay pipes for like a major city or something. So it seems like they just had leftover like construction gear and they just built a playground with it. Which is so funny because this would be fun for a kid to play on, you know? It's not even like this is just like lame leftovers. This is actual fun stuff.
Our children to schools of which we know but little.
Yeah, dude, jungle gyms seem like absolute death traps. Like, I actually do understand why people wanted to get rid of these things. Like, you fall, like, oh man, you smack your head on one of these bars, it's over, man. It's over for you. But at the same time, I also get why it was mad fun to climb on these. Like, it looks so easy and so, like, enjoyable to climb. I am kind of disappointed that I never got to play on a jungle gym like this as a kid. You know, that's a pretty significant difference, though, is the difference in the playground, like, play games, pretty much. Like, how do kids play differently in schools nowadays versus how they used to play back when we're watching this, you know, in the 40s. So, I don't know, I feel like we're definitely seeing kids have a lot more fun outside here than I would expect for kids nowadays. But maybe that's just me.
We know but little. We cannot meet the complexities of modern life with outmoded school systems.
I love that use of the term moded, not outmoded, just plain moded. I've never heard that term used like that, but I appreciate it.
We must keep our educational standards abreast.
What's so funny, this actually does sort of look like my middle school almost. The columns in the front, my school didn't have those, but like this tower, this is definitely reminding me of my public school.
Of the swift-moving times in which we live. If we hope to
swift moving times in which we live. Again, like, they really do. Like, based on everything I've learned about this era, like, this is a very swiftly moving time.
Preserve our national heritage and our American way of life. The American way.
That is interesting, though. There is no Empire State Building or Chrysler Building in this shot. I mean, they might be somewhere else. What year was this made? 49? So yeah, they were both already built, but they're just not in frame, I guess. Maybe this is the Chrysler Building all the way back there, but I can't tell.
Is it a city or a farm?
It's the Tigers.
It's the Yanks.
It's our home.
And my job.
The Free Press.
Our Father which art in heaven. Freedom. What does it mean?
Why, freedom.
Okay, is that the thesis? Freedom, what does it mean? I still don't understand the sixth chair, so I don't think that's what the thesis is. I think the thesis we learned earlier still.
Freedom is a lot of things. It's individual opportunity. The right of private ownership.
See, I love this, like, American conference room. American flag, portrait of George Washington, map of Western Europe. Like, yeah, that's the sort of decor that we have. We don't have maps for America. We only have maps for Europe.
Ownership.
It's more than that. It's freedom of speech. People can live without fear. A man has the right to work where he wants to.
I don't want to be rude, but I feel like this guy is an immigrant to America. I can't quite tell from where. He might be Italian. This might be the first time I've actually seen like an Italian immigrant in like American media production like this. I feel like that's a very rare character in the American canon to have, is an Italian immigrant. But I feel like that's what we're getting here. I feel like that's, you know, based on his performance, his like manner of speaking, he feels like some sort of not pure American, which sounds messed up to say because, you know, he's here, so he is an American and his family is definitely American. American by now, but like, I don't know. I'm getting some interesting exotic vibes from this guy. But I like it. I like how much this presumably new arrival to the country still believes in like America and believes in like the Bill of Rights and everything. Like I definitely appreciate seeing that sort of thing.
With incentive.
Freedom is the road to achievement. It permits the discovery of science. The American way eliminates master and slave.
The American way eliminates master and slave. Well, I feel like that's a very big argument to have.
And we who have no master better serve the world.
We who have no master better serve the world. I mean, I like that at least. Like, that is like, if we don't have anything bigger than ourselves, then we just need to serve others. I don't know. I like that. I like that thought. There is like so much goodness in like American like patriotism. I don't know how else to describe it, but like there is this sense that we should be doing like good things for other people inbred into like the American mindset. I don't know if that's just because this is the immediately post-war era or if that's like an aspect of American culture through and through, but that definitely exists now, and it definitely existed back then as well.
This was to be a meeting on schools. I came here to discuss my child, and all you talk about is rights and heritage and...
The classic girl of the group. Like, all you guys talk about is rights and freedoms and opportunity. I just want to talk about the problems my kid has, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like that is a very stereotypical woman response in this sort of situation. But I guess it's the 40s, so, like, what else can we expect besides a stereotypical, like, woman?
All talking too fast. You're too fancy for me. I've got a field to plow. I can see right now where we're not going to solve any rural school problems with this meeting.
Wait a minute there.
They can see that they're not going to solve any rural school problems with this meeting. Is that the purpose of their meeting, is to solve rural school problems? I think so. I don't know.
Wait a minute there, Mr. Farmer. This is a strange meeting, isn't it?
I was about to say, this is a strange meeting. I was already in the process of saying that. That's so funny.
You think you're here and then you're not. A thing like this could never really happen. Still, it's...
Okay, yeah, like, I just got thrown, like, a pitch out of left field or something, because I did not expect them to just disappear. This is entering high concept for me.
Happening all around us. For this isn't a meeting of any group or any group of groups. It's a meeting of minds. Yours and mine and everyone's. Who am
Okay.
I? Why, I'm the people. And who are you? Well, we picked a farmer to represent all farmers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is literally supposed to be like a metaphor of like the American personalities getting together and discussing things. Wow. So this is going to be really interesting. So this is our stand-in for a farmer, the American farmer, pretty much. Like, this guy is playing the character of the American farmer. That's what we have to understand about this conversation and what we're about to watch, is like, this is all like a constructed metaphor. That's crazy. This is like very interesting. This is some good cultural analysis. This is definitely a Yellow video, now that I think about it.
And a housewife who is a mother, hoping she'll speak for all mothers.
A housewife who's a mother who's hoping she'll speak for all mothers. I mean, that is like the stereotypical role for women to have during this period. So I guess I understand her story. Honestly, I'm impressed that she's even at the table. You know, can we consider that a win? Like, 4 dudes and 1 woman, that's a win for the 40s. I don't know.
There's a businessman and a foreign-born American.
Oh, the foreign-born American. Yes, I called it. He's Italian, isn't he?
And there's a doctor in the house. It's an open meeting, open to all. We all have a reason for being here. Our schools.
Okay, so the reason every aspect of American society is in this room together is because they all share the same education system. The farmers, the businessmen, the wives of the businessman and the farmers, they all send their kids to the same school. So I guess I get this. I get why we're here right now.
A war against the isms of foreign political groups.
The isms of foreign political groups. Oh my gosh, what a great statement. The isms. Like, I can't believe they were calling it the isms all the way back then. That's so funny. Not communism, not socialism, not Marxism, just the isms. That's so funny. I can't believe they used that term back then.
And we're here to win the peace in our schools.
There's no...
We're here to win the peace in our schools. All right, I'm pretty sure you only win like wars and stuff, not peace, but whatever. I'm pretty sure if there is peace, you've already won, but I don't know.
room in our schools for anything that attacks democracy.
See, that is pretty strange to say that, like, you can't attack democracy, because that is, again, part of free speech, is even being allowed to attack the ability to have free speech. So, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we shouldn't be teaching kids that democracy is bad, but we should be teaching kids about the other ways that countries rule themselves so that they can have something to compare it to. I don't know if he would be against that necessarily.
Foreign isms are like germs.
Foreign isms are like germs. It's so funny because I feel like nowadays people would use the same exact term, like isms. I feel like people nowadays would have a field day with this term, ism.
They can't attack a healthy body.
For years.
Germs that attack a healthy body. So those are what isms are. Isms are the germs that attack a healthy body. Foreign isms, at least. So I'm pretty sure we're talking about communism here.
Germs. They can't attack a healthy body.
For years.
Oh, the germs can't attack a healthy body. Got it. So yeah, like all right, got it. But let me go. I'm curious what our foreign American has to say. I'm by far the most interested in our foreign American friend.
Foreign isms are like germs. They can't attack a healthy body.
For years, I dreamed of coming to America. I hoped my children could be raised without fear and oppression. When you see how they live over there,
I like how they're trying their hardest not to say where this guy is from. Like, I don't even know if he actually is, like, an immigrant or if he's, like, playing the part of an immigrant, but, like, they are very purposefully making his place or his country of origin vague because they just want him to apply to, the all-encompassing American immigrant category.
then you know maybe even better than a native-born American.
Now, wait a minute.
Do you mean to tell me that a foreign book...
No.
See, no, I absolutely agree with what he just said. The people who come to this country from other countries appreciate it so much more than the people who were born here. Like, I can't tell you how, like, happy and truly, like, appreciative, like, foreign-born Americans are compared to normal-born Americans. I love myself some immigrants, man. Like, they really are the people in this country who actually appreciate it for what it is. I'm riding with this guy now. I totally get where he's coming from.
Take it easy.
I'm descended from a signer of the Declaration of Independence.
My grandfather...
See, yeah, that's like the thing that every white person is going to say to every immigrant is, I descended, like my family literally says we descended from people who came over on the Mayflower. So it's just funny that like this guy would say a similar thing. But I do just want to point out that the Mayflower did arrive way before the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So technically my family has been here even longer than this guy's family, just saying.
That's very interesting. Now tell me, how did you all vote on increased school funds?
How did you all vote on increased school funds? I like how that's the political aspect, the political angle of this.
Well, my business has been off. My taxes are high.
His business has been off, his taxes are high, so he voted no for increasing schools. Interesting. That's pretty much what I expected.
I voted against it.
I had a luncheon appointment and it completely slipped my mind.
Wow, that's so funny. She just missed the vote completely.
Well, I don't think my excuse is even as good as that.
Then it is true.
See, that is perfectly American as well. It's like no one even remembered to vote for the school whatever, Like at the school budget meeting, like nobody went to that. Nothing has changed about America in this regard, at least.
Freedom is subject to attack from the inside as well as out. It's hard to get people to sense danger, just as it's hard to get people out to vote.
It's hard to get people to sense danger, just like it's hard to get people to get out and vote. That's a pretty prescient statement as well. But that's interesting because, yeah, you kind of need to convince people of danger to motivate them to vote. Like the last election, I don't really want to get into it, but you definitely had some things that were causing people fear, and they voted based on those fears. Pretty much on both sides, too. So, like, it's very interesting that they said that. That's very, intelligent of them to already understand that concept, or that, that relationship.
We couldn't even fill the 6th chair at this meeting.
Oh, the sixth chair. There's only 5 people. I should have been able to notice that. Dang. Yeah, okay, there's the sixth chair. That's it for you.
Why should I come? I don't have any children. It's not my problem.
I like that. I like how the sixth chair is somebody who doesn't even have a kid. That's interesting. See, because that's me, because I am the sixth chair. I live, literally, I can see a school from my house, and I have to pay school taxes, but I don't have any kids. So, like, I don't know. I guess I still pay taxes, though, so I should have a seat at the table. What's funny is I actually did go into that school to vote for the budget meeting recently, like maybe a few months ago.
Who was that?
That was the voice of complacency. Or I should say, half of the population of the United States. He's the guy who doesn't have children, or maybe they're not in school now. It's not his problem. He doesn't have time.
Just the way that the narrator is like giving emotion to his argument. I don't know. I thought that reading was very funny.
But we're leaving that chair open in hopes that he'll change his mind and join us. Join you and the millions of others who do care. Who are...
Huh, that's interesting. So they're leaving the chair open for the half of America that doesn't have a child in the school system currently. That's interesting. That's interesting that they acknowledge that even this group of people here are not perfectly representative of the American populace. That's interesting.
interested in perpetuating our free democracy.
How serious is this problem?
It's this serious.
Let me tell you.
It's this serious. I like that. Dude, this woman looks like, what's her name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Like, she totally looks like that a little. Maybe not the face. Maybe it's just the hair.
Why, I remember like it was yesterday. He was like a baby then. I guess to me he always will be. Leaving him
That's facts too. You will always be a baby to your mama.
on his own for the first time, I was a little afraid. And still I was happy. There were things I couldn't teach my son.
Dude, why is this school straight out of a horror movie? Like, why are there such, like, stark shadows everywhere? This is, like, a very terrifying scene to be walking into.
Things he'd have to learn from others, like...
Like, all you can see is their silhouettes. We can see the lights are on, and yet it's still this dark in here. I don't know. This is pretty creepy for a school hallway. It is funny, though, that this is, like, exactly what an American public school looks like still. All the lockers on the wall, like, maybe the only difference is the ceiling. Like, the ceiling now is all that fake foam stuff, so, like, maybe that's the difference.
Working and living in a world with other people, respecting their rights and assuming the responsibility of regular duties. Some want their children to be scholars, but what I wanted most was that he'd grow up to be a good citizen.
Most people...
A good citizen, you know, I feel like that is what school is about. Not to turn kids into scholars, but to make good citizens. I feel like that is a very prescient understanding of schooling as well.
People do feel that way.
I know. I wanted my boy to like school, to feel at home, to have a pleasant place to go to. But...
That's the lightest door knocking I've ever seen.
Sound disappointed.
That first day is always hard.
any day in that room would be hard. Why, they...
Any day in that room would be hard. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, like, the industrialized school system, like, does kind of just kill your spirits. Like, it would kill me to drop my, like, excited, creative, fun child off at, like, industrial school for a day and just have them come back, be tired and uninterested in everything. You know, like, I get why people didn't really want to send their kids to school like this.
They haven't done a thing to that school since I was a girl. The desks, the lights.
Like, I have to imagine this isn't the first generation that was raised in American public schools, but it might be the first generation of people who were raised by the generation of people who went to public schools for the first time. So we're still seeing the early phases of people embracing education in this country.
It's hard on the kids, and it's hard on the teacher, too. Crowded schools exist everywhere. And there's a teacher shortage. Or haven't you heard?
Well, they gave my boy half a seat. And ever since, I've had the feeling that he's only had half the chance that's rightfully his.
That's funny. So they made him share a desk, and now they're worried that they're not giving him the proper opportunities.
And there's the matter of safety, too. Fear of injury. and fear of ill health.
Look how packed this classroom is, though. Like, there's nothing on the walls, blank walls, like 30, 40 kids in one classroom. Like, this is nuts. Is this really how schools operated back in the day? I'm gonna count. 23, 24, 25. 25 kids in sight, and like the rest of the classroom is over there out of shot. So like there are a lot of kids in this classroom.
You're right. A crowded schoolroom is the breeding ground for communicable disease.
Oh, okay, so that was the point. A crowded school ground is the breeding grounds for communicable diseases. That's funny. That's interesting how that's the concern right here.
But the biggest loss is in education.
The biggest losses in education. So maybe that's what they're saying, is that having classrooms so full of kids like this actually leads to some kids being left behind or left out of things. That's fair. I would definitely say the optimal classroom size is smaller than 25, probably 15 or 10.
Teachers cannot effectively instruct classes that number as high as 40 pupils.
40 pupils, that's a pat on the back, because I called that and you couldn't even see the whole room.
You know how difficult it can be to manage one child. Then consider, what would you do with 40?
Yeah, that's the unspoken like grace of all of school teachers, really, is that they watch all these kids all at the same time. That's insane, honestly. Like controlling 40, I don't know how old these kids are, but like 48-year-olds, that's beyond my abilities.
What's the reason behind this crowded condition?
There are many reasons, but it all comes under one heading: the increase in population. Our birth rate is up.
So wait, they were made to share that seat when there was just a spare seat right next to them the whole time? Am I missing something here?
And our school facilities have lagged behind.
Young couples.
Our birth rate is up and our school facilities are lagging behind. That is a very different scene of America than what it is now. Well, I guess our school system is still behind, but our birth rate is not still up.
Young couples have been setting up entirely new communities where there's only been rural schools.
Cities are
See, that's interesting because, like, yeah, most houses in America were built during this era. So it's interesting to hear that for these people, that was, like, a remarkable thing. Entire neighborhoods being constructed where there were only farms before. Like, that is what suburbs are. It's just huge farm plots that have been developed into houses, you know?
Where there's only been rural schools.
Cities are certainly crowded beyond capacity.
Cities are crowded beyond capacity. See, like, America really was sort of different back then. Like, obviously cities are always crowded, but I don't feel like people complain about New York City being too full of people now. Well, I guess they have congestion pricing as well.
And for children, overcrowding means unsupervised play.
Overcrowding means unsupervised play, so it kind of sounds like overcrowding is a good thing for kids, at least. I don't know, unsupervised play sounds like a good thing. Maybe that's just because I'm still a kid at heart, but like, I like the idea of unsupervised play.
Intent, and the kind of insecurity that leads to crime and delinquency.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe that leads to crime and delinquency then.
Yes, there are many causes for crowded schools, and many bad results.
Many causes for crowded schools and many bad results. It's so funny to see them dealing with this issue. It's funny because like nowadays, we don't have too many students, we have too few teachers. We have a teacher shortage in this country, so our classrooms are too full, but not because there are too many kids. It's because we don't have enough teachers nowadays. But it's interesting because back then, that wasn't really the case, or at least I don't imagine it was. It seemed like back then, the real problem was all those Irish and Italian motherfuckers having like 8 kids at once, That's probably the real problem here.
Your child must sit and wait his turn. Now, that's all right as a lesson in patience.
I love this gym class too. Like, you just get one turn to jump on the pommel horse and like do something and then get off. Like, what a bizarre gym class, Half the class just sitting watching you do your little pommel horse thing. Like, I don't know. I would not like this gym class. One of the gym teachers is just like purely in his underwear, like shirtless, wearing shorts that are shorter than my boxer briefs right now, and just like watching these kids intently. Like, this is definitely not what my gym class looked like, I guess. What's funny is these kids literally look like they're in their underwear as well. Like, they're shirtless, a lot of them, and like they don't look like they're wearing like athletic shorts. It looks like they're wearing like boxer briefs.
And courtesy. But children cannot wait to grow up. They need their opportunity today. just as they need their food today, and they need their education today. Deny them of it now.
Hang on, let's look at this school lunch for a second. So they're all drinking milk out of glass bottles, which is interesting. I don't think I would have been trusted with a glass bottle in school, but then they have like these huge trays.
And they miss it forever. And that's a handicap when they take on their obligations as citizens.
That's what I meant. I feel that my child has only half a chance, and he's growing right before my eyes.
He's quite a grown young man.
Yes, he's in high school now.
Wow, a time jump for us real quick. Wow, that was that's funny.
But I worry so about him. Since the beginning.
I really don't think needing to share a seat with a kid would have really affected your school career that much. But I get what they're saying. I get that they're saying that those little decisions might add up into something. But I still don't believe that this kid is really that affected by that decision.
He's felt strange about school. He's never really felt at home there.
Oh, you know, I guess that's fair, though. Like, if you didn't feel at home at school on your first day, maybe you never will. I don't know.
They had a few things, a few touches to...
I feel like I should say that I felt really at home in school. I was one of those kids that definitely enjoyed, like, the social aspect of school. Like, I definitely wanted to go to school. But I guess here I am watching a, 80-year-old educational documentary, so I'm not the best test subject.
Make a youngster feel welcome and at home. My husband's plant is modern. It's well lighted. It's cheerful.
Well lighted? I don't know if I'd call this well lighted. I can barely see anything, but whatever. Maybe I'm being too harsh on them though. This is the 40s, right? Like they don't have LEDs. They don't have like all those sorts of lights. This is like the beginning of having like lights indoors. So I guess I get that they are just like grateful to have light bulbs at all, maybe.
And my kitchen. It's pleasant and efficient. I have a place for everything. Why can't our boy have at least some of the advantages in school that he has at home?
He should have.
Some of the advantages that he has at home. See, like, I don't know. I am kind of getting annoyed with this mom character. Like, there are parents that just complain about this sort of stuff nowadays. Again, I feel like I should remind you guys, my girlfriend is a school teacher at, like, an actual school like this. So I hear a lot of this sort of stuff. So I just, I don't know. This mom is veering off into, like, annoying mom territory. I don't know. But maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the whole idea of her character.
Your boy needs the security that is built by a happy school association. It's protection against unhappiness and dissatisfaction, two evils that ruin countless lives.
Tell me.
It's protection against unhappiness and dissatisfaction. Two evils of the world. Unhappiness and dissatisfaction. I don't know if those are really evil. That's such an American perspective to say that like unhappiness is evil, Like I don't know. Unhappiness is kind of just a natural in our like world, I guess unhappiness does ruin people's lives though. So I guess that's fair.
Does he take any special interest in his education? Does he intend going on?
I don't think so.
See, that's so interesting too, because nowadays, like, you just have to go to college. Like, it's not really a question anymore, or at least that's how it felt for me. But during this time, like, that definitely was a choice. Like, you could go to college, but most people, I don't think, did. You could go to trade school, but again, I don't think most people did. I think most people just graduated high school and then were, like, on their own. I think that is a very big difference between American society during this period and American society now.
We'll consider ourselves lucky if we can even get him to finish high school.
See, that's so insane because, again, to me, like, finishing high school is just, like, the consolation prize that, like, everyone gets for going to high school. But back then, like, people really were concerned about their kids not even graduating, which just seems so, like, bizarre to me.
Education. Does he intend going on?
I don't think so. We'll consider ourselves lucky if we can even get him to finish high school.
Have you spoken to his teacher lately? She's interested and can help.
I haven't.
That is fair. Have you spoken to his teacher lately? She's interested and can help. Very true. Teachers always want to help the students. Even students they don't like. They don't like those kids because they won't accept help. Like, trust me, if you have kids and you don't like one of your kids' teachers, like, your teacher is just trying their best to teach your kid. Like, let me tell you, it is just easier for your teacher to teach your kid than it is to just, like, be rude to them or whatever. It's easier to teach them in school than to do anything, wrong against them. I don't know.
Thought of that.
He's going to need an education to make a living.
See, we are beginning to see the formation of that thought. Like, he's going to need an education to make a living. Like, people already understood and believed that you needed to go to college in order to achieve anything more than being like a grocery store clerk, which is sort of true, but not really true. It really depends on how much you make of it, but I get how education helps, obviously.
Well, that's right. My boy increased our crop yield almost 40%.
Dang, this guy's boy increased their crop yield 40%? Like, that's nuts. Like, that is a good son. Like, good boy.
With the scientific farming methods he brought back from school, yeah, it sure pays off.
I actually really like hearing that the farmer sent his boy to college because, again, like in America, farmers are kind of the ones suspicious of the education system. So I feel like this farmer was suspicious about sending his son to school, but then his son came back and improved the farm's yields. So I feel like this farmer was convinced in the education system after that, or at least the American farmer character was convinced in education after that.
It's gilt edge. A year in school pays off 3 to 1 in future dollar earnings.
A year in school pays off 3 to 1. That's interesting. It's funny that they give us like a dollar value on attending school because like nowadays nobody will give you a number. Nobody will say, well, you'll earn this if you pay this. You know, like you can't make those sorts of promises nowadays. But during this time, people were just so excited about it that I feel like you could just use hyperbole and people would understand.
Yet 1/3 of our national school population drops out before finishing high school.
Really? That's crazy. 1/3 of the American school population drops out before graduating high school in 1949 America. That's crazy. I feel like I did just say that, right? That it was a lot more common for your kid to not even finish high school. Like, I feel like not finishing high school is no longer even an option in this society. Like, I know some people don't finish high school, but I feel like if you have any hope of actually doing anything in life, like, you have to finish high school. So it's just so bizarre to see, like, a society, of a fully functioning society, like the greatest time in our country's history, really, where 1/3 of the people dropped out of high school. That is just bizarre. I feel like people can make a lot about that in the comments, too.
Because of conditions provoked by the shortage of facilities and teachers.
That means that 1 out of every 3 is denied his right to a chance.
That's correct.
That's interesting also how they equate being in school to having an opportunity or having a chance. Like, that is very clearly showing how some Americans viewed education as the only opportunity forwards, really.
These are only the lucky ones. The children who live in a...
Why do I feel like I recognize these kids? Like, do they use the same kids for, like, all the Handy Jam productions? Maybe they do. That would be really crazy if I actually recognized a kid. Like, this guy, I feel like I recognize him.
alert, awakened communities where teachers and parents join hands in a common bond of partnership.
Also, look at all the clothes these kids are wearing. I know I say this every single time, but it's just so funny. All the boys have their shirts tucked in. They're wearing belts. They're wearing khaki slacks of some kind, and they're wearing button-down collared shirts. You know, all the boys, every single boy. Like, that's the dress code, even if there is no dress code here. And then all the girls are wearing skirts and little, like, blouses, I guess. The girls aren't so uniform as the boys are, but, like, there are still, like, I don't know, fashion trends going on here.
And these are the unhappy leftovers.
The unhappy leftovers, are these the kids that dropped out? That's interesting. I really hope that's true. I really hope that, like, I get to see what the dropouts, the high school dropouts of 1949 look like.
Some become uncooperative. Others are called maladjusted.
Maladjusted, that's funny. What's so funny is, like, still, these kids look like good kids to me. Like, based on the clothes they're wearing and just how they look like the kids that would wear, like, the salmon pink shorts nowadays. That's the only way I can describe them.
Still others we pass off simply as being poor students. They are victims of school shortages, replacement equipment.
They are victim of school shortages. See, I very much appreciate that they're not blaming the students for their own shortcomings. They are blaming the system at large, the education institution of America, which I definitely appreciate. It is not the students' fault that they get left behind in the system.
And the national emergency for a...
This girl with the white blouse, she totally does look like she failed out of high school. She looks like she does not want to be here at all.
million new teachers in the next 10 years. Yes, they must suffer for our crime.
I wouldn't want that to happen to my child.
It happened to mine.
And no one can guarantee that it won't happen to yours except you. Here are the symbols of...
See, I like that as well, that no one can guarantee that won't happen to yours except you. So it's putting the onus on the parents to ensure that their kids, I don't know, receive the proper education, which again is kind of annoying when the parents take that like too far, but there has to be a balance somewhere.
complacency. Is your home that outmoded? Would you go to an office or a club full of gloom?
Would you go to an office or club full of gloom? That's really funny. It's funny that they were able to identify that schools were equivalent to full of gloom.
Can you work without tools? Or cook with broken utensils? Or what's more important, would you willingly go to a place day after day that depressed you?
See, that's a really good point. Would you willingly go to a place day after day that depresses you? That is what a lot of people don't understand about the education system and how really horrible it is for a lot of people. Like, I said that I liked school, but I hated the schedule of school. Like, I liked being in school with my classmates, but I did not like going to school, you know? Like, I did not like the structure and like the routine of it all, to be honest. And so I'm glad they're addressing that. Like, it is hard to make a kid do something that they really just do not like. And it's honestly fair for a kid to not like going to school. You really can't blame a kid for not enjoying going to school. You know, when there's sun outside and fresh air, it's just like, how do you actually convince somebody that going to this industrialized, you know, prison almost is a good thing for them? I'm impressed by their recognition of that fact.
That made you feel unwelcome because there wasn't room for you?
Certainly not.
No. Then we shouldn't expect our children to either. For there's a better way. A way to plan
Is this a miniature? I think so.
our children's future. A progressive, sensible way. For this is their one invitation to learning.
Hang on, so is this a miniature of like the new classroom or whatever? Because this looks a lot different than the American classroom. So I don't know what we're looking at, but it seems like this is like supposed to be like the new world of education. Like, look, they got posters on the walls. Yeah, this is definitely like the new age of education.
And it must be inviting.
That's quite a layout.
Yes, it is. America's future
Yeah, how many kids can fit in here though? Like, this is a really big class still.
is in the test tubes of our school laboratories.
Jeez, that is cool though. Like, it's so sick to see schools. See, where are these in our schools nowadays? Like, I've never seen a classroom like this. Like, this is a full-on, like, laboratory. This is nuts. Honestly, it's really cool to see how much America was investing in its education system at this time. Like, that really does help you understand why America did so well during this period, is because we were investing in, like, true laboratories for our high schools.
Laboratories functionally designed for the student's use. Sometimes all a school needs is a little facelifting. Here's the old, and here is the new miracle.
See, I like that a lot, actually. That's very interesting, because this is a lot more similar to how my school looked than, like, this crowded room with all these desks. It's so funny. It's so funny how they, like, pretty much just, like, turned on the lights. But they lowered the shades, and they turned on the lights, and somehow it got lighter in here.
And here is the new miracle of modern posture seating and light.
Modern cluster seating. That's funny. And lighting, yeah, modern cluster seating and lighting.
Here's a junior high school foods room before remodeling.
Junior high school foods room. See, again, like, this is why I like watching these old programs, is glimpses into classes that they had in junior high that I never had access to. Like, a food room, excuse me? We never had food rooms in school. I would have loved a class about cooking. That sounds so fun. I always wanted to eat in school, so I feel like having a class where you can eat something, like, I don't know, I would appreciate that. Like, imagine cooking something every day in school. Like, I just feel like there's value in that as well.
And here's the same classroom transformed so that daughter can practice the latest techniques in preparation of nutritious, economical meals.
The class is full of nothing but girls, though. Damn, yeah. I guess I would have had fun in this class, too. That's just like, that is so stereotypical, so expected, really. Like, the cooking class is just full of girls. Like, I should have saw that coming, I guess. But like, there you go. There's the reinforcement of gender stereotypes or gender roles, right? Like, girls, even in school, were being taught to cook and clean, and boys were being taught to go play football, you know?
And the old sewing room at the same school.
Those surroundings aren't very inviting.
This is very interesting how they're changing up like the feng shui of the classroom pretty much. What's interesting about this is I have a friend who is into industrial psychology. His whole purpose, his whole degree is in how to arrange workspaces to optimize them pretty much. So I'm watching this through his mind right now, and I'm thinking like, man, how are they trying to optimize the space that they have here for, educational purposes? It's just like knowing that that job exists. I know that somebody else had to go through that thought process here as well. Like somebody had to go through that thought in 1949 to make this classroom look like this. So it's just like they obviously put thought into it. I'm trying to understand that thought.
It wasn't. But it provided the structural walls in which to fit the modern tools for instruction.
Look at that lighting and those broad working surfaces.
I love how they are mentioning the lighting over and over again. And look at the lights. These are the LED lights that are in our schools nowadays. The long tubes, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the lights. Like that's that's so funny that they even made a mention of the lights, because earlier the lights were just these little bulbs, but now, yeah, we have these LED tubes.
Those are tools for learning and tools for teaching too.
Again, we're in stitching sewing classroom, and it's all girls again. Did any boys ever take these classes? Were boys allowed to take these classes? I can honestly see boys not being permitted to have these classes. And honestly, I'll say it, I bet the girls loved these classes. Like any classes that didn't have any boys in them were probably all the girls' favorite classes. Like just because boys are like such a nuisance in the classroom. So I don't know, I understand why making girls do these classes specifically would have been bad. But I also think that giving girls a class of their own was kind of a nice thing. It didn't have to be cooking or sewing, but like giving them something of their own. I feel like girls would have enjoyed this classroom, even if it does reinforce gender roles. Like they still got to be away from the boys for a little. They still got some peace and quiet. That's really what it's about.
It makes it possible for our teachers to do the best job, to do the job they're trained for. What's more important?
Yeah, again, so just more shots of girls on sewing machines, and that's it. Like, what's funny about this as well is that, like, nowadays, kids complain about school not teaching them, like, the skills that they need for jobs. But here, these kids are literally learning, like, sweatshop skills, like how to sew shirts together, like they are actually learning the skills of labor, but, like, I still don't know if that's a really good thing or not. Like, yeah, they're learning skills of labor, but that labor is just, like, unskilled factory work for the most part. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's pleasant for the children. The girls like to work here. And what they like to do, they do well. Yes, given the facilities and the model professional...
Is this still girl class? Now they're like having a dinner party? That's so funny. I don't mean to say girl class, but like obviously there's only girls in this class and they're having a dinner party. So like what else is it?
Educator, our children can be equipped with the knowledge and...
Like, is this manners? Are they teaching these girls like tea time manners or something? I feel like boys aren't taught manners, Like I feel like that's what girls didn't understand during this time, is that like they were taught stuff like this and boys just weren't. And I don't know, like boys didn't have table manners because there wasn't table manner class for boys. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but like this is crazy.
An experience of daily life. Sure, the 3 R's are important, very important.
The 3 R's. Oh man, what are the 3 R's? I feel like I've heard that before. Respect? Is respect one of the 3 R's? I think respect is one of them though.
And always will be. But there's more to education than that. There's fair play and preparing the child to make a good home.
Dude, these classrooms are just absolutely packed full of kids. Like, I get what they're saying now.
To dress better on less money and develop a sense of good taste.
They're making like rugs? What is this? Like, school looked so awesome back then. They're making actually cool crafts and stuff. Like, what is this? What class is this? It must be art class, but what are they even making? Like little rug mats? What? That's so cool.
And pride to hold a better job. And there's culture, directed toward no more practical purpose than the simple joy of living.
That is interesting. The band, at least, is like co-ed. You can see boys and girls. Girls playing saxophone, boys playing saxophone. This girl looks like she's playing an oboe or something. That's so funny. In my school, in my high school, we had one oboe player, and it was also a girl. So, like, maybe that's a girl instrument. I don't know.
With the modern tools of education, school can become an exciting adventure. A trip to far-flung corners of the earth.
School can become an exciting adventure, and now all these kids are watching the programs that we've been watching on Archive Dive. Like, I don't know, I don't recognize this one, but like these programs, like, we have a fourth wall break right here where these kids are watching the programs that I watch them watch. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I am watching the programs that they were supposed to be watching, and we are watching them watch the programs that I watch also. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like something's happening here. Like I always say it, right? I always say like, what was the context of this program? Who made this and what was the intended audience? And now we are seeing a classroom full of school children, like the audience watching these programs. So this is the environment in which a lot of these programs are being shown. And it helps us understand and contextualize a lot of these old programs, seeing kids in school watch them.
Earth, an exhilarating, interesting experience with the processes of learning speeded up.
Dang, look at all these vehicles in this program though. Like I'm getting distracted now. The program they're watching looks like a blue.
To meet the many complexities of modern life. Our courses of study must awaken the natural curiosity.
Are these high school kids? Are these really supposed to be like teenage children still? That's nuts. They look like so old. Like a girl wearing pearls can't be less than like 45.
Of youth. For the future of our national welfare depends upon the product of today's classroom.
Again, this classroom looks so complex. Like it looks like they're learning like some real physics right here, or some real like, I don't know, engineering, some sort of mechanical engineering or something. I don't know, but like this does not look like the sort of stuff I was learning in high school.
And that's our future.
You're right. It is. I see what you mean now.
I love that little like edit insert clip. That's so funny. They needed to like transition him into the shot somehow, and they just that was a very kind of janky way they introduced him, but I liked that. I liked that you saw somebody had to solve the problem of how you insert this guy into the scene.
I have been complacent, but you see, not having any kids, I naturally didn't give schools too much thought. Well, anyway, you asked me to come, so I...
No apologies necessary. You count for half the people in the United States.
My name is Fred Smith.
How do you do?
Welcome.
And I'm Doc Colby. Heaver's my name.
Keeper?
Don Colby. All right, Fred Smith was the name of the business guy. Dan Colby. Don Colby is the farmer. That's funny.
Glad to know you. Well, I guess I am a pretty hard guy to arouse.
Just the language, the use of language. I guess I'm a pretty hard guy to arouse. Like, I don't know. I feel like a bunch of school children would have laughed at that.
But when something makes sense, I'm for it.
Makes sense.
If something makes sense, I'm for it. Like, what a good, what a good mindset.
Supporting schools to increase our educational standards makes dollars and cents. Why, a real estate man can't show you a house without saying, we have good schools in the neighborhood.
A good school is
That's funny too, that like that aspect of America, that you buy a house for the neighborhood and the schools that it has access to. That's so interesting that trend had already started during this time as well. That you would look for an area with a good school.
Like a community house, meeting place for PTA and the Boy Scouts.
That is adult education. The doors are open to any worthwhile cause.
We all agree on that, even I. But what are we going to do about it?
Well, for one thing, we can check up on our local schools,
Yeah, for one thing, you guys could vote in the local school board.
see what's going on there, and find out what they require.
That's good. And your own neighborhood is the place to start.
I'm going to get behind the schools in my community and see to it that everyone I know realizes the importance of money invested in education. Yes, sir. I'm going to look out for my child.
Good. That's...
I'm glad this is getting a happy ending. I'm glad that everyone in America has decided that we should invest in our education system. I don't think we'll ever think anything differently ever again.
Fine. And don't forget to look out for the other man's child.
In a free country, we elect our government officials. I'm going to support the school board I helped to elect.
That's right. Let them know you're behind them.
No one can work without tools. I'm all for giving the schools the best that can be had.
And help the schools give every American citizen the best that can be had.
It's so interesting how they warp schools into patriotism. That's obviously what they're trying to do. They're trying to say America will be better if we make our schools better. Wanting to improve your country's education system is being posited as the most patriotic act you can do. The only way to truly improve the prospects of your country is to invest in your education system. It's so interesting and honestly refreshing to hear that sentiment.
I'm going to let our teachers know that we appreciate their...
Because nowadays, I feel like the people who claim patriotism are the people attacking our education system and trying to degrade it instead of build it up even higher. So, I don't know, I think things have changed a little since then, but maybe that's just me.
...part in raising our children. And I'm going to work with them because they need my help. I'm going to see that they get cooperation and benefits from a grateful community. The kind of gratitude that befits a noble profession.
Good.
Yeah, honestly, this mom kind of seems annoying.
That'll help.
But I still don't know what...
It's going to take your time and your effort, and it'll take your vote as an American citizen.
The narrator just cut this guy off. He looks pissed even.
Are you up to it?
Yeah, I fought for freedom once, and now I'm going to work for it. I'm behind our schools.
I forgot about that, but yeah, a guy this age probably did fight in World War II. So I don't know, that's another forgotten aspect of this whole thing, is that there were a lot of war veterans back then.
From now on, and I'm backing education 100%. That's what I'm going to do. Now, what are you going to do?
I love the turn towards camera and points at him. This is the Uncle Sam image right here.
Good schools will keep America free. What are you going to do about it?
Alright, that's the end. So that was the sixth chair. I'll say I enjoyed that. I definitely had a very good message. I feel like there was nothing truly wrong with what was said here or what was trying to be conveyed with this information. There was a little bit funkiness here and there, but overall I think this was a very good illustration of America's attitudes towards education in the immediately post-war era. And honestly, the value of watching a program like this is to reevaluate how we in America nowadays view education. I feel like they actually view, or at least the narrator, the purpose of this program, views education differently than we do nowadays here in America. So I very much appreciate what I just heard and watched right here. I feel like these are actually good ideals for an education system. I guess one thing that I always kind of fail to note is that this table is supposed to represent the entire American populace, right? This is supposed to have mothers, farmers, veterans, the business guy, the immigrants, the guy who doesn't even have kids, but they're all still white, there is no other, there's no black people, there's no anyone else, there's just the white guys. Even the immigrant is a white immigrant. I feel like that is still worth, addressing. In those schools, all those scenes of all those school children, I wasn't looking for it, but I don't think I saw anyone besides a white person. I could go back and look, but I'm pretty sure if I did see anyone of a different ethnicity, I would have noticed. So the fact that I didn't makes me think that, yeah, this was all just white people, which again, that was kind of just what America did back then. But like, there were black people here still. Like, there was a significant population of black people. So I don't know. Some people definitely got left out. And here's the thing. If the white people schools were overcrowded like this, 40 kids for a single classroom, well, I guess black people might not have even had a school back then. Maybe that's it. Maybe black schools weren't super overcrowded. Maybe they just didn't exist at all. But that's what I'm trying to illustrate, is like, this is an all white kids school. What were the black kids schools like? We don't even know. If things were bad in the white kids school, I can only imagine, you know? I mean, it was after the Civil War, but before the Civil Rights Movement. So they probably did have segregated schools. So this probably was an all white school. I don't know if they like declared that, but like, this totally was. So that's just another aspect of the American education system that I feel like we need to keep in mind, is like all the other races of people that might have been served less than the Anglo-Saxons over here. I don't know, I guess this was just an interesting glimpse into the education system of the past. And honestly, it makes me kind of want to bring back aspects of this. Obviously not the 40 kids in a classroom thing, but like, I want to bring back the amount that these people valued education, or at least to like the amount that I perceived them valuing the education. It's questionable whether or not this was, true, honest, or again, some kind of propaganda to make Americans patriotic or something. But either way, I definitely appreciate the view of education that was offered through this program. So yeah, I definitely had a good time watching, and I hope you all did as well. If you did and you would like to help support what I do here, you can follow the link in the description that'll take you over to the Internet Archive. The Internet Archive is where I get all these old programs from. So if you want to support me, donate to them. And with that, I think we are ready to cut to black.